Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day and I'm so glad you're here. My name is Krista and I'm here to do some Celtic Reiki healing on you today. And I wanted to start out by first getting us grounded in a short grounding meditation. So if you will, just take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold for a second at the top of your breath and then let it out slowly through your mouth. In through the nose. Hold. Out through the mouth. In. Hold. Out. To your normal breathing rhythm, and I just want you to imagine whether you're sitting, standing, or lying down right now. I want you to imagine yourself in a place that's like a garden or a grove or the forest or the woods or somewhere in nature that feels peaceful and serene and calm to you, where you can feel like you're alone and no one's going to bother you. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. There's nothing else you need to be doing. No one's looking for you or needing you. And in this beautiful forest, grove, garden, there's a big pile of really soft, luscious moss on the ground. And you take a seat on that moss, or you lay on that moss, or whatever feels good to you. But you're planting your bare feet into the earth. Even if you're lying down, your knees can be bent in a way that the bottoms, the soles of your feet, are touching the earth. And I want you to imagine that at the bottoms of your feet are roots like trees, growing out of the bottom of your feet into the earth and connecting with all the plants and trees and life that is growing out of the ground. Not only are these roots going down, 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 connecting to all of the trees and plants around you, they're also connecting to all of the trees and plants in the next town over, the next state over, or province or region, depending on where you're watching this from. And they're even going under the ocean all the way to other countries and connecting with trees and plants and other places. Maybe you've been traveling and you've met some trees that you just love and you connected with. You can connect to those trees too. I have a favorite tree in Ireland and I like to connect to it. And your roots go down, 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 all the way to the core of the earth, connecting to the tree of life, who connects all of Mother Earth to each other, supporting each other, giving each other energy, strength, grounding, protection. And all of this energetic light, this cleansing, healing, grounding, secure, protective, stabilizing light is coming out of the tree of life and soaking up into the roots that are going into the bottom of your feet. Imagine it as a white light going up, up, up through all the roots into the bottoms of your feet, and then up through your feet into your ankles, calves and shins, your knees, your upper legs, up the front and up the back, all around your hips and pelvis, the bottom of your spine, your lower abdomen. Cleansing, healing, protecting, stabilizing, guiding, then up into your stomach and lower back, in the middle of your stomach and the middle of your back, up to your heart space and all around your backside, into your chest, up your upper chest and upper back, into your shoulders, and down your shoulders into your upper arms, and your elbows, and your lower arms, and your hands, and each finger, this white light coming from Mother Earth that is healing you, cleansing you, protecting you, and grounding you, shooting out through your fingers and coming back up into your shoulders and up your neck, your throat, the back of your neck, your lower head, your jaw, your chin, your cheeks and nose, the space between your eyebrows, your temples, your forehead, all around the crown of your head, and shooting up out of you this white light that has cleansed, healed, grounded, and protected you, connecting you to Mother Earth, connecting you to your guides, your angels, your animals, any member of your spirit team. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold, and let it out slowly through your mouth. Today, I'd like to do some Celtic Reiki healing that'll be kind of a little bit like a story working through each of your Dantians. So a lot of you are probably familiar with chakras. This is the Chinese chakra system. They go by Dantians. And there's 3 main ones that we work with in Celtic Reiki. The upper Dantian, or the yin-tang point, the middle Dantian, and the lower Dantian. And so I'm going to be doing a different Celtic Reiki symbol for each of the Dantians that are going to connect them and help create a flow to release any blockages that you might be having in life. The first, which is going to go up in the upper Dantian, is Om, the Om Om, which is the pine tree. And this is going to be for a higher perspective, a bird's eye view. Sometimes we get down in the trenches in our own lives and we have our blinders on. We can only see one way of doing things. We feel stuck. We feel like we can't get out of things. And sometimes we need that. It's almost like lifting out of our body and looking down at ourselves and looking at all the options that exist that we can't see. This is going to help with the clear vision, the clarity, and that higher perspective bird's eye view to where you can kind of look down and open your mind and open the channels to all of the possibilities that exist. And once we are able to have that clear bird's eye view perspective, we're going to go into our hearts with the Om, which is heather, the heather tree, the Om. And this is going to be about attracting and trusting prosperity and personal success. A lot of times we are the thing that stands in our way the most, and our lack of belief and trust that we can have the prosperity and abundance and love and connection that we desire And once we are able to kind of get that higher perspective and then come down into our heart and just trust what is meant for us, the luck and prosperity that is meant for us, that's going to help open the doors to the things that we truly want. And then going into the lower Dantian towards the things that we truly want, I'm going to be using the Ulian symbol, Ulian, which is honeysuckle. Get a good read on that there. Come on, buddy. Focus in. Come on. Focus. Okay, well, hopefully you can kind of make it out there. It wants to be blurry today. And the Ulian is gonna just be the ease of being yourself. You know, sometimes we put on these masks. We don't mean to. We just put on these versions of ourselves that aren't truly authentic. You know, we're not being necessarily fake. Sometimes we are, but we don't necessarily think we're being fully fake, but we just are maybe laughing a little too hard or holding back a little too much, or just not feeling like we can fully be ourselves in a situation, which is maybe closing us off to the joy and pleasure and laughter and connection, socialization, community events that we want to be a part of. So if we can take whatever issues we're having, whatever things we're stuck in and not seeing clearly, see them from a higher, clearer perspective, and then trust that we can have the things that we desire, the prosperity that we want, in order to open doors to being our full, authentic selves, and for that to just feel as easy and natural as possible, so that we can get out and have fun and joy and pleasure and connect with members of the community and socialize. And in addition to that, I drew this herb oracle card, which is, come on, little buddy, come on, lemon balm. Lemon balm is very feminine, and it is just a soft, gentle, soothing, receiving herb. It is going to help us be open to receiving these things. It is going to be very soft and gentle and soothing for us, so that we can find the peace of mind that we need to step into this authentic version of ourselves that just feels easy and natural. And I feel like lemon balm is really going to help aid in that circumstance. So first, we're going to do a little Florida water cleanse to get started. Now that we've grounded with our meditation, I just want to do this little cleanse for you. And perhaps we need a little rain to cleanse us of all the negativity and stagnation, all the negative thoughts and feelings that we pick up in the world that don't belong to us. Let the rain wash this away. I'm going to take the amethyst wand and pull out any stuck energy that isn't serving your higher purpose. Whether that be energy that belongs to you, but you don't want it. It's negative, it's self-criticism, it's saying bad things to yourself about yourself, or saying bad things to yourself about the world around you or other people in your life. Really just clearing that up, but then also cleansing and clearing and pulling out that negative energy that you pick up from other people and being out in the world, from watching TV, listening to news, reading things on social media or what have you, just, going to work, being at the grocery store, anywhere that you're picking up toxic energy that doesn't belong to you. We want to get rid of that. And I really do want to focus on the things you tell yourself that aren't kind, whether that be about who you are as a person, or what you can't accomplish, or what your worth is, or what you're deserving of. I want to get rid of that so that you can open yourself to the clear perspective that you need to find the solutions that are going to help you get in alignment and flow with what the universe and your guides truly want for you and have in store for you. It's not to say that life isn't ever going to be hard or bad, and that things are just supposed to always be perfect and you're always supposed to be prosperous and lucky. I mean, we wouldn't be able to learn or grow if that was the case. But just those things that you're holding yourself back from because of the way you've been thinking or the way you haven't been thinking. Telling yourself you can't attract certain people because of how you talk or look or think or operate, your personality, your disability, your illness, anything that you are insecure about yourself with, that you are running this message in your head that's telling you that there's people or places or things that you can't connect with or that you aren't worthy of. That's just not true. There's community out there for you, and I want to help you find it. Just gonna go along your backside too. I don't know about you, but whenever I do chakra work, sometimes I just get really focused on the front. This is like front line down my body, as if that's the only place that they exist, but they run through you in lines going all the way from front to back, and they go all the way out around you. My teacher tells me that your chakra energy probably expands out about 3 meters around you at all sides. She is from England, so she uses the metric system. She says meters. I am in America. I use feet. I have not yet looked up how many feet 3 meters are. If anyone wants to put that in the comments, feel free. Also, speaking of my teacher, I had a lesson with her today, and for any of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I was working on my level 1 Celtic Reiki practice for the past several months, and last week I was attuned at level 2. So next level would be master, if I want to be a Reiki master. But currently I am attuned at a level that means that I am not just practicing for practice on people, which when you're doing that, you're still giving people healing energy for sure, But at this level, it's like I can have the insurance to be a practitioner in which I did this for a business or for money. And ever since I've had those level 2 attunements, I'm feeling a very different version of the chi energy coming out of my hands, and it's really cool. So now that we've done all of our cleansing and clearing, I want to start putting that energy into that we talked about. I'm going to use this Dantian stone for your upper Dantian. It's kind of hard to see in the camera, but it's a really pretty purple color. And we're going to be placing that energetically on your yin tang point, the space between your eyebrows, which would also, in the regular chakra system that most people are familiar with, correspond with the third eye area. So imagine that we're just placing this on your forehead as you lay there, and I'm going to put that energy down here in my grid as if it's going into this area for what's known as a distant healing practice. Since we're doing this via video, it's a distant healing. And it's going to be this symbol, the Alm pine. So this is carved on an actual piece of pine. I just kind of want to let the essence of this wood, of this pine, kind of circulate into your upper Dantian. This is where we're going for having that clearer perspective and bird's eye view. And it's pronounced Om, I believe. And it's about rising above your current position to see things more clearly from a higher perspective, calling on that higher wisdom. It's attracting positive thoughts and disabling old patterns and moving forward with clarity. I'm going to place that with the upper Dantian stone on your yin tang point on the grid. I'm going to start energetically placing that symbol into your upper Dantian. We'll do so with push it in with some of my crystals as well, my crystal rings. I also kind of want to do it on the sides of your head too, like at your temples. Kind of get that energy going in all around that upper Dantian. So we're going to do a double Om at the side of your head and then push it in. And then maybe around the back, Om. Push it in at the back, push it in at the front, Om. Really get it in there. If you like to imagine things, if you have a good visual imagination, maybe you can see your spirit or your brain or your thinking self floating up out of your body and flying up in the sky like a bird and looking down upon you and the world around you and the people around you, and just getting that bird's eye view of what's going on, kind of helping you connect to that higher wisdom, connect to your guides, kind kind of open up the channel so that the guides can give you the messages and the answers and the guidance that they've been trying to give you. Now moving into the heart space, we've got this Dantian stone. It's this beautiful green color, Kambaba jasper. Goes with the green that I'm wearing very well. Like, oh, where did it go? Oh, now I see it. Now I don't. I'm so silly. All my greenery in the background. My altar is kind of undergoing a reconstruction phase. That's why there's not as much on it as there usually is. I just set up this little area here for the video because I got this window air conditioner put in for the summer, and it's down kind of low by my altar, which means all the plants that I had in front of it aren't gonna work. So I'm trying to figure out what this redecoration, reconstruction phase at the altar is gonna look like. And I'll show you guys once it's ready. So we're gonna place this energetically and on the grid on your middle Dantian, which is right on top of your heart. And we're gonna let it do its healing work on you. And we're going to correspond it with the Om, which is heather. We're going to kind of, and this is carved on heather wood. We're going to let the essence of that seep in to your heart space, to your middle Dantian space. And this is gonna be about, sorry, gotta get my notes because I don't always remember every single word. This is about personal success, romance, connection, attracting prosperity, a positive outlook, and trusting luck. So, I don't know about you guys, but I can sometimes get in a really negative mind frame where I close myself off and I don't trust the things, like the signs I'm being given. So sometimes it's like I get that clear perspective, that bird's eye view. I see what could be, I see all the options and possibilities, and I get excited thinking about those possibilities and opportunities. And then I start to get down into this part of my body and I second guess it. I second guess all these things that I'm being told are possibilities. The fear of failure, the fear of it not working out, the fear of rejection, the fear of it not turning out the way that I think it's going to. The fear of, if this was wrong, are all of my beliefs not true, will get in the way. And if you start doing that, it's definitely not going to work out. You've closed yourself off energetically to it. You're not believing this higher perspective you've been given. So you may have cleared this, but then you're getting stuck. And that stuckness and that lack of belief and trust is for sure gonna make sure it doesn't happen. Or. And listen, sometimes we want things that just aren't meant to be. Not getting what we want isn't the issue. Sometimes we want things that aren't gonna be the best for us, or that just aren't meant to be. But we do get the things that we need, and that's important for us. And so just kind of trusting that what is meant for you is not going to leave you is a big part of it. was supposed to be traveling tomorrow to a retreat in another country, and my chronic illness has been flaring up so bad the past few months that I just realized I'm not going to be able to travel. Normally by June, my symptoms are in a good place because the weather is causing me not to have flare-ups. And so when I signed up for the retreat last year, the end of last year, I thought I'll be fine. I'm always fine in June, but I'm just not. I'm not able to travel right now. Today's the first good day I've had in months. I mean, some days are better than others, but it's really been hard to get up and get dressed and film things. But a couple weeks ago, I decided I am not able to do that kind of travel right now. It's just not in the cards for me. I really wanted that trip, that retreat. I really wanted to do that. I tried to do everything I could to make it happen, and it just didn't work out. And that is because there are things that are happening here, and I believe going to be happening here during this period of time that I'm meant to be here for. And while it was disappointing, I was able to have that kind of clear, higher perspective of there is a reason I'm not meant to be there, and there is a reason I'm meant to be here. And I've already started seeing that unfolding once I opened myself up to it. And part of that is these lessons, these Reiki lessons happening during this time now. And some of the money I was able to get back from the parts of the trip that were refundable. And people I'm meant to meet, places I'm meant to go, people I'm not meant to meet, places I'm not meant to go. I was just told today that the place that I was going to be going to has been having a lot of protests against tourists and causing problems for tourists. And, you know, I was going to be there by myself for a few days before the retreat, so that may have not been safe for me, and those protests just broke out a couple days ago, so I would have had no way of knowing. So there is a reason for me not getting what I want, so to speak. So there are reasons for not getting what you think you want in the moment. But usually when you've lived a while, you are able to look back and see those times that you didn't get the thing you thought you wanted. It led to something different. Not always better, different, but can be better. It led to the path that you were meant to be on. And it taught you a lot of really important lessons, brought about a lot of growth. So we just want to open and heal and put in lots of positive energy into this heart space, this middle Dantian, with the Ur, the heather, to create that trust and that belief that these things that are meant for you are going to find you. Trust in your worthiness and deservedness of prosperity and abundance and connection and love. Okay? Good. Also, I forgot to do this when we were working on the upper Dantian, but it's not too late. I wanted to take a little of this pine essential oil and just dab a little on your yin-tang point, on that third eye space, and get that Om pine essence. Get some on your temples here. Get it kind of flowing in that space. it smells like a tree. It smells like a pine tree. It smells like Christmas. It's very pleasant. I really love this brand of essential oils. It's called Neal's Yard. They're based in England, but they do ship to the US, thankfully. And I have more of them than I care to admit. Okay. I unfortunately don't have any heather essential oil. That would be a fun one to find, but I did mention earlier that our herb is lemon balm, which is a very calming and soothing herb. And I have lemon balm essential oil, which is known as Melissa, and it is a very expensive essential oil. I found a brand that makes it ethically and makes a good natural one and is not too insanely expensive, but I do use it very sparingly. So we're gonna put a little on my finger here. Since I don't have any essential oil for heather, we're just gonna rub this lemon balm Melissa, soothing, calming, gentle, feminine, open to receiving, open to believing essence, and it smells like lemon. It smells like a beautiful fresh lemon. Between the pine and the lemon, it's kind of starting to smell like cleaning products in here, but in a good way. You know, lemon and pine are always those cleansing scents that they put in cleaning products, but this smells much more natural and pretty than those chemical-y things. I'm going to set this aside to use it again later for the, actually no, I think I'm just going to put it there. Okay. Thinking aloud, guys. All right, for the lower Dantian, I have got this Dantian stone for the lower Dantian, kind of if you think of like your root chakra area. You can see the reflection of the ring light. And we're gonna just put the essence, this is red jasper. Just put the essence of this grounding, rooting energy to the lower Dantian. We're going to place this stone energetically on that place in your body. And we're going to be using the Julian honeysuckle symbol. This particular little stick is not actually on honeysuckle. The woman I ordered it from was in England, and she wasn't able to source that for making this one, but I have a honeysuckle tree in my backyard. It's the best tree ever. I'm obsessed with it. And I found it had, one of its little twigs had fallen on the ground, and I grabbed that, and I have that here, so I'm also going to use that for you so that we get real honeysuckle tree essence into this lower Dantian. This Julian. And I'm going to place this energetically on the lower Dantian on your body. And instead of using an essential oil, because I don't have a honeysuckle essential oil, I'm going to use this real honeysuckle tree stick on that area in place of essential oil to kind of give you the essence of honeysuckle in that lower chakra, lower Dantian space. We're gonna go around and down to the back. And even down under your feet where you're planted into the ground, kind of really rooting you in this final essence. Ooh, that's kind of fun, twirling it. Now, we're gonna do the Ulian symbol, and if you'll recall, this honeysuckle is going to create laughter and social bonds, healthy assertion of who we truly are, an ease of being, and an ease of being yourself, good luck and love, looking within rather than placing blame. So keep all those things in mind. And if it's hard to keep all those things in mind, I think the most important message to take away is kind of this ease of being yourself. The ease of being true to who you are in all of the situations of your life, so that you can show up as authentically and aligned as possible to all of the social situations, work situations, community, so that you can fully connect with people on the level that you're meant to connect on. So again, this story starts here with getting that bird's eye view, clarity, wisdom, clear perspective of how we can open up the channels, how we can get past these blocks. And then we're moving into, once we have those answers, trusting those answers, trusting that it's meant for us, trusting our guides, trusting that we are worthy of those things that we want. And when we trust that and let it come in, it moves us into a place of feeling like we are comfortable with who we are. It's easy to be who we are, and we can connect with the people, places, and things and energies that we're meant to connect with, which brings so much joy, pleasure, laughter, socialization, fun, just enjoyment in life. That's the story that I'm telling today with my Reiki. I did this healing on myself the other day, and I loved it so much that I decided I wanted to do it for you all too. Ulian, Ulian. And throughout all of this, we want to incorporate that energy of the lemon balm, so that this isn't a process that feels ragged and difficult. I mean, it may be difficult, but in a way that feels worth it and steady, and with just this lemon balm essence is going to give it kind of that soothing, calming ease that it needs to give it, so that by the time we get to this area of being ourselves, it just feels really gentle, and it just feels really natural and easy and soothing. And lemon balm is that feminine essence of being able to receive. We, in this stage, we can receive the love we desire, the connection, the abundance, and the prosperity. We're able to receive all of it. I'm gonna get up close for this one. There's something right up here that I feel like needs this symbol. Ulian. Ulian. Give it some extra boost with the crystals in my rings and in my bracelets. Just showing off my jewelry and my nails, you know. Just kind of letting these energies flow freely together with each other. Connecting the channels and letting that energy flow with each other, so that this whole story, beginning, middle, end, can play out. And I'm going to go over each section one more time with this clear quartz point, which is the master healer. And I'm going to kind of direct that energy in to fill up any little spaces that may be left open. At the beginning, we did a cleansing where we pulled out all the gunk and negativity and opened up those spaces. Now we filled it with the good stuff and the healing, but we don't want to leave any little spots open to pick up any of that negative stuff we don't want. So I'm going to fill the rest of it in with this clear quartz point. So up top, we've got Alm, the pine, directing that energy in to the upper Dantian. Alm. And in the middle Dantian, in the heart space, we have Ur, the heather. And I want to direct that energy in. And then in the lower Dantian, we have Ulian, honeysuckle. We're going to direct that energy in and fill up all the spaces. So that you can stay clearly and divinely guided on this path and through this story without too much negativity and gunk coming back in. It always tries to make its way back. These healings usually last a few weeks. So after a few weeks, when some of the good stuff starts to trickle out and some of the bad stuff starts to trickle back in, you can come back to this video, any other video you like, and get replenished with that energy that you want to keep the story going. And lastly, so we don't lose all of this good work we just did, I'm going to use this kyanite to seal it all in, lock it all in, protect you, keep the crap out, and keep the good stuff in. Just gonna seal you up top here in this upper Dantian and Yin-Tang point. And go around the back as well and work up in the back in this upper Dantian with it, sealing in all that good Om pine energy. And we're gonna go into the middle Dantian, sealing and protecting, keeping all the good stuff in and all the bad stuff out with that Ur heather energy, and all around and to the back. And then moving down, down, down into the lower Dantian, sealing, protecting that Ulian honeysuckle energy that we placed. And we're gonna do that all around, all down the back side, pushing that into the bottom of the back side and down the backs of the legs, underneath the feet. We're gonna go underneath the feet and really just seal in all the good stuff. We're gonna let those roots continue to soak up Mother Earth's light, healing energy. But we're gonna seal it off from losing the good stuff or gaining the yuck. So just under the feet, and one last all around. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this healing session. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate you to subscribe to my channel. I am a newer creator. I'm a very small-time creator, And I would just love as many subscribes and shares as possible. And I would love for you to like and comment and engage with my content so that it can help make it out to more people, so that hopefully I can connect with other people who want this kind of healing and feel that it benefits them. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and week. I hope that this can open you up to these paths that you're meant to be on, that you want to be on. If you have any success stories, I would love for you to come back and share them in the comments. And I just really appreciate you being here, okay? Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.